Hey, it's Dr. Darren Schmidt at the Nutritional Healing Center of Ann Arbor. And this past weekend, I went to a fantastic seminar. It was one of my top 3 best seminars I've ever attended in my whole career. And that says a lot. I like going to seminars. I go to half a dozen a year for the last 20 plus years, 25 years. And this is very revolutionary. And so I'm going to go through 4 slides, and it kind of gives us sort of like this bigger picture as to what they're teaching the audience. And so you can understand this approach, and I'll give you some examples as to how to apply this into your life for your own personal health care, your own personal health improvement. So this first slide here is about it's called your roadmap to health. And what we're going to talk about is these 5 steps that are right here: assess, energy and drainage, gut and parasites, radioactive elements and heavy metals, and then bacteria, fungi, and viruses. So this is from the practitioner viewpoint. So first you want to assess. I would assess your health. Take your history, look at labs, etc. And then I want to think like, okay, how's your energy and how's drainage? Energy is your mitochondria's ability to make ATP. That's what that means. And of course, if that's not working very well, you have fatigue, you probably have depression, you have a hard time getting out of bed, and your immune system is weak, and you can't detoxify, and you're allergic to every food on the planet. So, or you have a little bit of food allergies, but that just means that there is some aspect of mitochondrial dysfunction where you get, most ATP from, and that mitochondrial dysfunction is creating some lack of ability to heal, a lack of energy to heal. Drainage is your body's natural abilities to channel out garbage. So kidney, liver function, lymphatic system function, that's what drainage is. And then the next one is gut and parasites. So when your energy is coming up because you're working on your mitochondria with diet and supplements, and the diet could be ketosis, but not for everybody. And then you got your drainage going. Now you kill parasites. I would say 40 to 60% of people that they put on parasite supplements actually see parasites coming out, whether it's liver flukes, roundworms, hookworms, tapeworms, and that says a lot. Medicine completely misses parasites most of the time. They only ask about parasites if you've been to Mexico or if you went overseas somewhere and you went on vacation, you went swimming in the ocean or something like that. Medical doctors are taught that parasites don't occur in the United States. Okay, we know that's not true, but since 2007, I've been saying that 90% of Americans have parasites. The question is it affecting you? Yes or no? And are you ready to get them out? Okay, so that's gut and parasites. Now the next one here, radioactive elements and heavy metals. So heavy metals, I've talked about this before. A lot of people talk about mercury, like maybe some fillings, lead poisoning from paint. There's tin, there's cadmium, there's aluminum. So there's heavy metals that need to come out. And then the next one it says radioactive elements. What does this mean? Well, the two main clinical researchers at Cellcore Biosciences have discovered that we are suffering from radiation poisoning, from uranium, from radium, cesium. And I'll do a video about this soon, but the Environmental Working Group has published a map of the United States, and it shows that 170 million Americans are drinking radium in the tap water. Radium is 3,000 times worse than uranium. So it's like eating a hot coal and it's in your stomach and is always putting out energy and heat. So radium sends out its radiation and is killing your DNA. It's wiping out your cells. It's causing you to not be able to improve your health, even if you detox heavy metals, even if you killed the Lyme, even if you killed parasites. If you have radiation in your body, you'll just always be battling that and heading down the wrong path. The last one is bacteria, fungi, and viruses. This is last. It's not first. Why is it last? Because parasites, will harbor inside bacteria, fungus, and viruses. Parasites will have these organisms on them. And the bacteria, fungus, and viruses love heavy metals, and they eat off of dead tissue. from radioactive elements and heavy metals. So a lot of holistic doctors will go after your chronic fungus or virus or bacteria or Lyme without having opened up your drainage, without increasing your mitochondria energy production, without killing parasites, and without getting rid of radioactive elements and heavy metals. So this is the order in which you need to do this. Now, I had the black mold in 2016, and I've been getting rid of mold in my body this whole time with great success, feeling much better, and having lab tests to prove the success. But about 3 months ago, I had this horrible itch right here on my eye, and it was the day before the full moon. And one of my practitioners, I asked her to test me, and she said, "Why? What's wrong? Do you have parasites? Because tomorrow's the full moon." And I was like, "Oh man, you're right." So she put me on the infamous Para 1 and Para 2, and I got rid of 3 parasites over the next 3 months. So the parasites will harbor the mold. So it's you got to make sure you cover it all, and it's best to do it in this order. Now let me give you another example. I had a woman come to me about 1.5 years ago. She saw another holistic doctor, and she was doing the radioactive elements, this green one first. The heavy metals, they did heavy metals first. And within 6 weeks, she had lost almost all of her, 90% of her hair. She was going bald by clumps in the shower, clumps. And she was wearing a hat, and she was wearing a wig. And when I did the muscle testing procedure that I do, I found parasites. I put her on Para 1 and Para 2, and she started eliminating worms, and like every single bowel movement, dozens and dozens. And over the course of 1 year, she got her hair back, and she's not wearing a wig anymore. She's not wearing a hat, and now she only gets rid of parasites maybe 3 times a week. But it's going to take a while, and I've had people eliminate parasites for 2 years. So it just takes what it takes. So, but the point is that doctor she had seen before me was detoxing heavy metals without getting rid of the parasites. You got to do it in the other order. Get rid of the parasites first, then you detox. All right, so we have these brown boxes that are up higher. See this one? I'm circling dental amalgams. That's a source of heavy metals. Dental cavitations. That's a source of bugs that are in the jaw. I've talked about that. There's the mold colonies right there. And then down here at the bottom left, we have toxins, EMF, chemicals, radioactive elements, and mold. And these brown boxes are minor. They occur occasionally. So you may have to bypass this normal 5-step system and sort of switch up the order for the person. For you might not follow the normal 5 steps. Okay, and then behind me, you can't see it, but right here where my arrow is, that says vaccines. Yeah, vaccines are toxic too. Let's not deny that. Okay, now the next one I want to show you is this pyramid, upside down pyramid of the body's drainage funnel, the drainage system. So at the bottom we have the colon. If you have constipation, you got to start there. You got to get the bowels working. Even if you end up on herbal laxatives every day, it takes what it takes. But these guys at Cellcore just released a really good new supplement. It's called TUDCA Plus or TUDCA Plus. I'll talk about that in future videos. And then above the colon, you got liver and bile ducts. I have all kinds of liver and bile duct supplements like Livco, Livtin. Cellcore has kidney liver detox. I have at least 25 different liver supplements, and based on your symptoms and what's going on with your body, I can recommend some good ones. Then the lymphatic system, I got lymphatic support product. I have Lymphinest product. And then we have organs and tissues. You want your organs and tissues cleaning themselves so that your cells can get cleaned up. If you're not cleaning the cells, all the cells from head to toe, you're not really doing an official detox. You know, people do a colon cleanse or a liver cleanse or a, kidney cleanse. And those are valid. But if you're not cleaning all your cells, including your brain, you'll just harbor more heavy metals, etc., and chemicals. So in order to get the cells cleaned out, clean out the organs and tissues, the lymphatic system, liver and bile ducts, and colon, and start with the colon. All right, the next one I want to show you. Don't get overwhelmed by this sheet right here. I'm going to walk you through it, and I've walked you through it before if you've seen my other videos. But the point here is for the last 3.5 years, I've been talking about lactic acidosis, which is right here, right above me. So I'm going to use my cursor right there. This is the death cycle. You want to avoid this. This is cachexia. This is how people die. I consider myself an expert on this and how to get away from it. The way you get away from it is you do this right here. This circle right here, that's in the mitochondria. You got to get your mitochondria creating ATP, which is down here, making ATP. This is called the electron transport chain. And this circle right, I'm going to circle this one right here. That is called the ATP synthase mechanism. And it spins at 9,000 RPM. Every time it spins once, it kicks out one ATP. That is the currency of your body. That is the energy of your body. And there are things that stop that. And you want to enhance all this. So what I learned this weekend is I've been talking about stopping lactic acidosis, but they talked about specifically enhancing the mitochondrial function. And now I have the tools, the technology, the supplements to do this in a way that I was never able to do it before. Ketosis enhances mitochondrial function, right? But there are toxins and parasites, etc., that can block this. One example is deuterium. Have you heard of deuterium? It's heavy water. And you want to avoid that, and you want to get that out. And deuterium blocks this ATP synthase and just stops it dead. So when that happens, then you don't make enough ATP. And what happens is when your body makes ATP, it leaves the mitochondria, it goes into the cell, and the cell uses it as energy. Well, you have to make ATP in abundance so that it leaves the cell and it activates the immune system. So if you don't have enough ATP leaving the cell, your immune system is essentially dead. You make enough ATP per day that it equals your body weight every single day. So you want that to be optimized. Okay, so let's move on to the last sheet right here. Now here it says Lyme scan. This is the muscle testing procedure that we do, and you can think this way with lab testing too. Well, it could be Lyme, parasites, toxins, glyphosate, which is Roundup, etc. And what you're doing is you're identifying the problems here. This is the red part. So those are the things in the body causing harm. Now the white part down here is the waste products of the things causing harm. So parasites poop in your body, and bacteria creates biofilm. Mold creates mycotoxins and biofilm. And then we have ammonia, we have toxic metals, there's the deuterium right here, right in the middle. Chemicals, here's melandialdehyde, that's another waste product from bugs. So these are toxins that come from heavy metals or from bugs. The blue part down here, that's mitochondrial function that we want to upregulate. We want to increase this blue part. Now over here in the green, these are potential solutions to help you get rid of the toxins and the bugs and the waste products. So this is sort of the map that I follow, especially when I do the muscle testing procedure that I do, and I think this way. So you want to neutralize these bad things and enhance the good things. So there you go. This is what I've learned this past weekend. And over the next few weeks, I'm going to go into details and examples, and I'll talk you through the supplements and how they work. And if you want to be a patient, you can just contact us here over here. We have our phone number and the email address. And my job is to help you solve the puzzle. So a lot of the supplements that I talk about, they're sold online in various ways, and I sell them. And the question is, in what order do you take them? And based on your symptoms and lab tests, I mean, people walk in and they have lab tests this thick. And I read through them and I'm thinking 80% of this is worthless. And because they don't know, lab tests measures drainage. And there's only a few lab tests that measure ATP production in the mitochondria. And there's no lab tests that measure radioactive elements. And except for the federal government has some, but we don't have access to those tests as a commoner, as a citizen. So, but we can test for heavy metals, we can test for parasites. All right, but we help you figure out the puzzle that is your healthcare, that is your body. And so if you like this information, please give me a thumbs up, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you at the next video.